Today I'm teaching about states of mind, particularly from the perspective of biosocial theory and dialectical behavior therapy, which was developed by Marsha Linehan. So the human mind has the rational aspect and it has the emotional aspect. And there's a third potential state of mind called wise mind that occurs when we're able to integrate and synthesize both of those aspects of our mind. Typically, we don't have the skills to develop wise mind, and we wind up bouncing back and forth between just rational mind and just emotional mind. And we can spend really good chunks of time in one state of mind or the other, never really utilizing both at the same time. So I wanted to draw a diagram that can help kind of clarify this and explain it in a little further depth. Okay, so here we have, this circle represents the state of mind that we are calling rational mind. So rational mind is all logic-based. It's fact-based. And it helps us with future planning. And it helps us with learning skills. And then we have emotion mind. So emotion mind, I'm representing with this overlapping circle over here in red. So emotion mind is obviously feelings based. It is the basis for relationships. It motivates us and others. And it communicates to others and ourselves. And it tells us how we're really doing. So this overlapping area here, right in the middle, represents wise mind. So wise mind, again, is the synthesis or the integration of the two aspects of mind so that we're utilizing all of our mental resources instead of just bouncing back and forth from one to the other. So wise mind is a state of being that we call intuitive. And wise mind is the state of being where we are fully present and aware. And I'm going to call that present awareness. Wise mind is what allows us to use what we know and what we feel to make the best choices for ourselves and our lives. So wise mind is achieved with a set of skills that is taught in dialectical behavior therapy. And one of the key components is mindfulness. And ultimately, the goal of dialectical behavior therapy is to achieve wise mind. So now I want to talk about what happens when we wind up stuck in using one or the other, but not both. So when we are only using rational mind, we tend to be overly rigid. We can come across as cold. We are emotionally inhibited. We tend to, this tends to be self-limiting, it tends to be unsustainable. Because it takes a whole heck of a lot of effort to continually emotionally inhibit, and eventually that will fail. When we look at another thing is when we're only using rational mind, we tend to overthink. That's a big one. So when we are only in emotion mind, we tend to become overly sensitive, reactive, and impulsive. We become irrational and unreasonable. We become judgmental. We become defensive. We engage in ineffective behaviors that typically prioritize short-term gain over long-term goals. We wind up having our behavior dependent on our mood, which is called mood-dependent behavior. And ultimately, we can sum this up by calling it emotionally dysregulated. And we could sum up being only utilizing rational mind as being emotionally inhibited. Another way to think of rational mind is as doing mind. And another way to think of emotion mind is as being mind. So you can see then that wise mind would be a balance between being and doing. So this model is the model that shows us how we can take control of our mind and the importance of mindfulness, what the goal of mindfulness and other related skills is. So let me know if you have any questions or thoughts on that.